I'm Steve Greenberg. I'm chair of this year's International Stroke Conference, and I'm here in beautiful Honolulu with Dr. Valery Feigin from Auckland and Dr. Ralph Sacco from Miami. And we're talking about a new session that we had today in which we went outside the boundaries a little bit to talk about not so much past data and p-values, but rather a forward-looking vision of the future of stroke. And I'd like you to summarize what you discussed in your excellent discussions today, Dr. Feigin.
Yeah, I spoke about stroke prevention priorities, and traditionally stroke prevention strategies include two main streams, population-based and individual-based approaches. And while both have merit and should be used in combination, the clear priority in stroke prevention, especially worldwide, should be a population-based strategy. And this strategy includes some legislative measures on the government level, like we all know about tobacco banning, of a reduction of salt, which recently been introduced in some European countries. And these proven effective strategies that can be applied universally throughout the world.
Dr. Sacco?
So first, congratulations. Great session, new idea, really fast-paced, so it was great to be part of it. So my topic was on genetics and where genetics may be taking us when it comes to stroke prevention. And so in the age of the GWAS studies, where are we going with stroke? So I highlighted the Metastroke study, which showed some findings, but we really have to refine the phenotype. And then of course now the new SIGN study, the NINDS funded large collaborative study in the GWAS for ischemic stroke. And it's just getting off the ground, and hopefully maybe a year from now we'll actually have some data. And really the point of a lot of this genetics is hopefully now getting closer to genetic susceptibility loci, that we are just at the early stages of finding. And then I mentioned towards the end the issue of next generation sequencing, using exome sequencing and obviously whole genome sequencing, where we really will be able to find about rare variants. Now this may throw open the field for finding kind of new, novel pathways that we don't yet know about that will help us hopefully develop drugs to prevent stroke.
Well, let me ask you both then. So when people are standing at the International Stroke Conference in 5 years from now or 10 years from now, what do you think they'll be able to look back on and say these were really the notable advances in these areas that happened over the 5 or 10 year period? Valerie, what would you say?
Yeah, I would like to see some preventative measures actually implemented throughout the world, and we could see some results of this prevention. Because currently what we have is increasing burden of stroke worldwide and in a quite dramatic pace. And I would like to hold that and reverse it.
What's the biggest barrier to doing that, do you think?
The lack of government initiatives for implementing population-based stroke prevention strategies.
And Ralph, what will we look back on in 5 or 10 years from the genetics and GWAS studies?
Well, I'm hopeful that this will be like the Model T, that maybe this is just the beginning, that we are just in the early phases back 5, maybe 10 years ago in terms of the whole genome project and finding out about genetics. We are still just really on the surface, and hopefully 5 years from now we will really have some genetic susceptibility loci and honing into, say, pathway X and its relationship to stroke prevention. But Valerie's point about stroke prevention is key, and as you know, there is a worldwide now effort with the UN to think about the basics for stroke. Hopefully genetics will be the future, but we still know a lot that we need to implement that Valerie talked about.
I knew you would put on your epidemiologist hat along with your geneticist hat at some point. Well, I think, thank you both. I mean, this is really just such an exciting opportunity to think about the potential growth in the stroke field, that as far as we've come, the opportunities in front of us are still great. We hope that everybody enjoys the International Stroke Conference this year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.